Hi everyone, I am Tschanen Brandyberry, Managing Editor of Motor Age Magazine. Today I have one of our contributing writers, Brian Canning, and Brian is one of our management experts contributing monthly articles to Motor Age. And today we're going to discuss Brian's most recent article on young technicians. He referred to them as an endangered species, which is kind of true. So welcome, Brian. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Shannon. Great to be here.
Thanks. Well, we'll jump right into my first question. You know, people often want to fit the next generation into the same hole that they were placed. That's not always a good idea. And even though you weren't treated the same as your predecessors, let's talk about why it's okay to treat younger technicians a little differently, because you probably were too by your first boss.
Well, I think there's a few things. One is you need to acclimate them. You certainly want to bring them on board. But also, truthfully, I want to be a pioneer. I want to move young techs these days, and I think in better directions than we've done in the past. I think there's a certain, bringing on board process, no matter what generation you're dealing with. But I think this latest generation, they're probably technologically more savvy than we are. I'm going to say this smiling. They're a little bit more irritating in that they're insistent that they want to contribute, they want to be part of it, they want to be part of the team, and I think it's important to make them feel comfortable with the environment they're walking into. I think it's important for them to understand where they're headed, how we're going to get there. I think they have to hear your commitment to them, and I think they have to understand your expectations for them as well. And we all like to talk about those younger generations. Oh, it was never like this when I was young. Pretty much, when we're younger, we're less focused, less motivated, whatever. We seem like we're lazy or whatever. But this generation in particular, I think, to me, is a interesting generation. And most importantly, they're our future. Honestly, we can't just discard them and say that they're not, a great generation. They are our future, and we have to find ways to deal with them. And the good news is, I think that they bring a lot of good things to the table.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. We see it in our business too. So I know it's across the board. Now, you've written that we need to show young technicians that there is value in the career. There's value in going into the automotive field. What are some values that we can tout for the next group of hires?
And I think this is very important, because I think that again, if I was an owner, I would kind of mark it as a new beginning. I want to talk about a training program. I want to talk about my commitment to you as an employee, and there's the minor things of uniforms and a great place to work and all those things, but it's also a commitment for us as a business to grow with you, and our commitment to get you to the next level. I would set reasonable expectations for income, and at the same time, I want to set higher expectations for this generation, because truthfully, I don't think as an industry we've done as well as we could in the past, and I think that we have to try to set new, higher expectations, and I would want to put those out there realistically. It's not just me saying to him, hey, you're going to make more money. If I'm not committed to that, I'm going to end up being a liar. I'm going to end up, deceiving him, and he's going to be very frustrated. So at the same time, I'm telling him, that I want these things, and you have a reasonable expectation. I have to commit myself to some better things, better productivity, better equipment to support a broader, maintenance and repair industry. I think ongoing education is very, very important, because cars change as fast as today to tomorrow. They're very, very different, and we have to, be willing to take that journey with him and commit to that journey. So that's the kind of things. I just want him to know he's not by himself.
That's a great point. Now, your answer right there centered a lot around commitment. Now, as an owner, they still, they owe a commitment, and they want to show that to this new tech, but they also owe a commitment to their current employees. So how can an owner work with a senior technician to bring him or her on board with the idea of mentoring a younger or even just a newer technician?
Well, again, I think it's extremely important that you communicate. It's not that this new person shows up at his toolbox one day and says, hey, I'm working with you. I think that you have to bring them on board as part of the team and communicate to you, it's very important to me, Joe, that this guy be successful. I've worked with you over the years, and I've certainly supported you, and I need you to support this guy. I need you to, show him the things he needs to know. I need you to make him develop the skills that he's going to need going forward. And most importantly, I need you not to treat him in a harsh way, that I want him to be here 6 months from now, a year from now, because if it's just throw him out in the bay and you survive as best you can, too many of them are not going to survive, and they're going to go to another industry, and we have to try to, again, keep them in our industry and welcome in our industry. So it's making him part of our team and making sure our team understands we want that, and we want him to be part of our team.
All right. Commitment and communication, a couple of good tips for this month. So, Brian, I want to thank you again for joining me today, talking a little bit more about the piece that they can find on motorage.com. Everything is available there under our management section. So check out Brian's piece, and until next time, thanks for joining us.